Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. All right. Let me see here. Let me see here. Oh, you guys getting the notification on? I see quite some. I see some people coming in. That's great. That's awesome. All right. So let me. BOLO TBV. Welcome, guys. Welcome, BOLO VNR 2.0. All platforms. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We see Skip Wagwan. Where I deal with, bro? Big up yourself, Splash Digi. All of Portmore, big up. Big up all of my family them in Portmore. Big up my family in Portmore, man. Salute, salute. Big up Odin. When I Portmore massive, then we are legend. Comrade, big up Odin. Anywhere she there, anywhere she stand up. You understand what I say? Big up Lassom. But no. Big up yourself, Lassom. Big up all of my moderator them, you know. Big up all of my moderator them. Zine. Start off the show with the anthem, yeah, man, cause man, I tell you, what a thing is going on in the country. Anybody don't want to see what's going on, I must blind them blind, trust me. I have to blind them blind. I must blind them blind. I could have else. Them just don't want to see, man, them lock them here, you know.
While Andrew I live great. 10 years, you say. 10 long years and the 14 years I stay. No line, no road, no food, no play. People are so.
Kimon, what's up, my darling?
While Andrew I live great. You stand up on the platform, smile wide and proud.
I tell you about prosperity, but we can't see it all now.
Hurricane come through,
All the people here, oh,
6 months later, them still out there.
asleep under the air.
Your JLP friends, them
Feel like rice, road still full of hole. A whose pocket to a fill, while the nation lose its soul. Hospital overflow, picnic can't get bed. Yeah, man, the heat. We just talk about you a while ago in the Kimon. Kimon, we just talk about the heat a while ago. People, may I tell you now. Hey, God Almighty have to cover you. The judgment of company earth. In so many farms. If God now cover you, a trouble. May I tell you that. Normal. Karen, what's up, mama? 10 years and we can't take no more, you know, hear us.
we are not on the door. Time to go. From Kingston to Never, the people say so. We tired, we hungry, we done really show. Less time to go. Farmer can't afford to plant, food price reach the sky. You're bringing the poverty while your own people cry. We born, now we grow, yeah, we bleed for this land. But Andrew at the top won't extend the man. You talk about vision, you talk about plan. But 10 years later, we still can't understand. Corruption report, London, nobody charge. The people pocket small, but the scandal them large. Who's crack up parish council, bro? Country suffocate, done and it just more. And when we raise the voice, so call we political. But the truth is the truth, and the truth is biblical. Time to go. The people, we say no. 10 years and we can't take no more, you know, hear us. We are not on the door. Time to go. From Kingston to Never, the people say so. We tired, we hungry, we done really show. All this our time to go. We no want no hype, we no want no speech. We want action, no, not the lies you preach. Hurricane victims still under tarpaulin. Prime Minister flag on foreign. Your JLP cabinet full, but the people copy them. Oh, you live so large when we live in so scanty. Not with fists, not with fire, but with voice them. Rising higher and higher. From every parish, every yard, every gate. Jamaica speaking and I'm not too late. cardboard.
Where you drive on broken road.
The people don't forget. The people don't forgive. Enough is enough. Jamaicans will live.
Tell you. Powerful, 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 powerful.
I am the prophet. In the country are bursting at their seams with dead bodies.
Want to big up Joel in the building, you know. Who else there? Tell me where you guys are watching from. Make we listen to a little part of this, because I tell you, say, that word there from the prophet. Why I have to play a part of this every day? No, sir. I tell you before I start the show.
They cannot keep up right now. Are we in a major pandemic? Are we in a war? Are we just experience some disaster or something? No. No. But I'm telling you, my friend, down in Trelawney, in that major stretch, almost every other month there's a major accident on that south coast. The other day, 8 people traveled. I don't even know if the 8th one is not dead by now, but 7 one time.
Crazy. Crazy things are going on, you know.
Man of God. The death toll is rising. Remember the other day when I said 3 weeks ago? The death toll in the nation is rising out of control. Major young prophet, Jamaicans are dying. Professionals at every level. But this morning, here is a word. There is hope and a way out. Are you ready? From verse 16, Isaiah 28. See, this is what the sovereign Lord says. You know, when I speak, it's not Mark Stewart.
Hey, big up Vernon and big up Yankee. Long time I don't say Yankee. Big up yourself, my general. You catch a live stream, man. Vernon Mitchell, big up. And big up Brampton, Canada. Big up Brampton in Canada, you know what I mean? Big up. I play it back from the start, man. I know say when I go say that, you know. I know say when I go say that. I know say when I go say that. Let's continue.
Yeah. 28. See, this is what the sovereign Lord says. You know, when I speak, it's not Mark Stewart. It is the word. See, I have laid a stone in Zion, a tested stone, a precious cornerstone for a sure foundation. The one who relies on it will never be stricken with panic. Did you hear that? God said, I have laid a cornerstone in Zion. Jesus Christ. A tested stone. Jamaica. A precious cornerstone. Not God. A sure foundation. And the one who relies on it will never be stricken with panic. There is a panic. Man of God, the nation is in panic. Many people are in panic. Many people are stricken in panic right now, and it's going to get worse. We have released many prophecies. We have been denounced. We have been kicked aside, hated, talked about, ostracized, isolated. But I'm back. I'm still here. Didn't go nowhere. Solid as a rock. Still standing and still speaking. Why? Because I am standing, and we are standing, Apostle, on the solid rock, the solid foundation, the cornerstone, the tested stone, Jesus Christ, the precious cornerstone. Who is that? Jesus, the Messiah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. The Messiah. I am laid in Zion. All those who have put their trust in 1 p.m. and have chose Jamaica, you have failed. You have disappointed God, putting your trust in man when God has laid a cornerstone for the nation. Jamaica, you should have chosen God over man. Jamaica, you have blundered. Jamaica, you have made the ultimate mistake and will pay the ultimate price. Jamaica, until you have come to your senses, until you understand what Mount Carmel represents, of Jesus Christ, what the plain of Dora represents, where you have a choice and you had a choice. Hallelujah. You made the error of going out, celebrate, man, break the anthem, broke the pledge, build altars. You chose Baal. You chose Nebuchadnezzar. You chose Pharaoh. You chose Ahab, Jezebel. God is reminding you this morning. I don't care who don't like me or who I'm in that space now where I feel solid under. You know why? Because every prophecy is coming to pass. Every word is coming to pass. So it gives me more power and more strength to unleash more dangerous prophetic release without fear of haters and dislikers. Jesus is the answer for Jamaica. Jesus Christ of Nazareth is the answer for the nation. And if we don't turn to Jesus and call him... Sorry guys, you couldn't tell me that there was an echo. You don't hear the echo because my microphone is on. You should have tell me, man. You don't hear any type of dysfunction. And I see the microphone on and I say, mighty God, you must hear one crazy echo. Splash, did you tell me say I hear an echo, brother? Oh my goodness. But on the ear, ladies and gentlemen, a one answer, you know. It was good still? Okay. A one answer, you know, to the problems them we have faced and the problems them to come. One answer. Jesus is the answer. And we are say make we talk. Big up yourself, Mr. Tavares. There's no man. You see the reform that is coming to Jamaica, you know. No individual will be able to claim that they are the reason, or individuals are the reason why Jamaica was delivered. Jamaica has to be delivered by God. Because you see where we are right now and how deep we are in the mess that the government has brought us into spiritually. They always talk about spiritual wickedness in high places. Where we are right now, I'm telling you, man, it is... You ever there in a darkness and can't see a hand in front of you, Raquel? You ever there in one dark place where you can't, the darkness is so thick that you can't even see a hand in front of you. Even you know, say in the darkness, you lift it up and you put it in front of you, and you can't even see the white or the pink where they in your palm. You can't see nothing at all. The message was clear. Thank God for that. How are you doing, Empress Norma? Right? Claude, how are you doing?
I tell you, man, me never see one country get so much warning yet. I mean, I wasn't aware of the warning until recently, but when I go back and look on the countless video them from the men and women of God, I say, wow. Jamaica stubborn body, no? Yes, the message should echo across the world, ladies and gentlemen. This was Sunday, you know, and Mark Stewart. The title is Breakthrough. Let me show you. Breakthrough Deliverance. Take off that picture. I'm soon talk about that picture there. Let me show you the video. So you can look it up on yourself on Mark Stewart page and see exactly where Marshall aware. See Marshall there? This is the video where I play, ladies and gentlemen. See the title there? It's a Mark Stewart page. See the title? But more importantly, it was 2 days ago, it was on Sunday, and see what he's wearing there. And you will see the thumbnail. Somebody say I live in the UK. And yes, all over the world, man. God messengers are operating all over the world, you know. Yeah, man, everywhere I go face them on a judgment. We don't know if you know see recently what happened in China. The disaster that happened in China. I don't know if you see that. Yes, the people are stubborn, Empress Norma. You're absolutely right. Not Jamaica itself, but Jamaicans. Thank you for that correction. The Jamaican people are too stubborn, man. But let's hear more.
And holler at the cornerstone, holler at the shore foundation. I'm telling you, there's going to be a greater panic in the country, and the nation will be stricken so terribly that, my God, I'm telling you, man of God, I am telling the nation, there is a major flood coming. St. James will be flooded again. Westmoreland will be flooded again. The nation will see major flood water in short order. We have broken the covenant. And no matter how you speak to these people, I'm going to go further and show you how God sees these people, man of God. But hear me well, and hear me good. There is a word for the remnant this morning. I look for a word, Apostle. Search for a word. And when I came here 2 nights ago, I got the word. Man of God. Watch this. Verse 17. I will make justice the measuring line, righteousness the plumb line. Oh, Jesus. Right. And water will overflow your hiding place. Jesus Christ. Listen, Apostle Marshall, I hear justice shall prevail for Jamaica. Justice will prevail. Justice will come. Jamaica, justice will be served. I promise you, those in high places, tell your national leader and all those who have gathered with him and organized local and international to sell out Jamaica and put a death order on the nation. Tell them, thus said the living God, justice will be served.
For those who lean to the Lord for comfort, be comforted by the prophetic word. Justice will be served, ladies and gentlemen. Justice will be served. How do you know what you're doing? Big up yourself, and you know, I just want to show it out a while ago. Yeah, man. When I show it out a while ago, I make them know. Because I have some family at Portmore too, you know. So when I show it out the family at Portmore, I say, you know, Odina, one of them people where, you understand? Rosalie, what's up? Rosalie said she don't miss Mark Bowling. I'm going to be honest with you like I usually do, you know, ladies and gentlemen. I don't have the luxury of watching all of my favorite content creators them all the time, you know. Most of the time, when it comes to Mark Stewart and my mother, mommy say, Bolo, you have to go listen to this, you know. Pastor drop a word, you know. You understand what I say? Yeah, man. So, my mother tune in. My mother locked in. Sassy as well. Sassy are one of them as well. Where he said to me, say, Bolo boy. And you have other people too. I have to admit. There's quite a number of people who link me and say, boy, Bolo, Freedom Come Ministries. People who watch Apostle Jeffrey Shuttleworth, them will link me to. We watch him religiously. Them will link me to. You know, Karen is a person who will send me clips and say, Bolo, check this out. Big up Karen. You understand what I say? So, even if I should miss something, I am alerted by several individuals about these things. Splash DJ say, big up producer, mommy.
Hi, Splash DJ.
Splash DJ say, mommy say hi. Splash DJ the easy, you know. Producer, mommy in the building. Boy, you never tell a lie, because one time you give me directive, but when I do my thing and such and such and such. You never tell a lie, Splash DJ. I'm the silent producer of the show. You know what you talk about, my brother. Alright, my people. So, BOLO 2026 is up on us. And it's, you know, there's 4 dates. It's 2nd, the 3rd, and the 4th. But the 6th is in Huntspen, Clarendon. That are the big one. That are the massive one. I mean, I said to all of you when we jump up and talk about, yes, Argentina lose. Well, if you don't want Jamaica to win, make sure you're there ball out here. If you don't want Jamaica to win, I don't want to protect yourself, I want your family from the judgment that is to come. 1, repent, and 2, make you come together and ball out to the Lord for mercy. Because the level of anger and wrath God incur for this country is normal. There's a lot of things going on behind the scenes that some of you watching, because we have monitoring spirits, you know, some of you watching might be aware of. And a majority of you don't have a clue what is going on in the country, in the dark spaces. You understand? So, you know, children are going missing, lives are being taken, people are performing witchcraft, drinking blood and all type of thing, worshipping marine spirits, setting up altars. Them are the one portion of thing, ladies and gentlemen. And guess what them do? A lot of them justify doing them evil because of culture. The devil is a liar. The devil is a liar. In terms of, when you say Bolo, is that the next protest? Well, yeah, in terms of a heavenly protest, yeah, most definitely. In terms of crying to the Most High for help, the best deliverer, church, not road, not on the road. We're going in the church. You understand? That's where we're going. Well, and if you don't want to meet me, forward a ball out, because I'll be there. If you don't want to meet me, forward a ball out. When this protests are going on, the protests are going on, the amount of people text me and ask me, Bolo, you're going to be there? If you don't want to meet me, come to BOLO. And just to be clear, Mark Stewart never asked me if to do this. I'm doing this off my own in advertising this right here, so. Right? And guys, remember the 27th, you know, Paul Buchanan case in the court, you know, to decide whether or not Andrew Warner's election is going to. Hey, Johnson, what's up? Cali, what's up, Cali? Right? For whether or not Andrew Warner's seat will be rerun. Right? We're going to see if the court are going to do the right thing. But if them don't do the right thing, God are going to do the right thing, because justice have to prevail, ladies and gentlemen. So we're not worried about nothing. And of course, what him name again? Derval send more a flyer. Another street protest. I would and I mean, I discourage nobody for going no protest outside, but make sure so don't come about out. Alright? The million people march, no more empty promises, July 24th, Emancipation Park, Halfway Tree Square, Crossroad, downtown Kingston, Parliament Gardens, and Garden House. A national call for accountability and action. IRUMaroonroots.com. So I guess the maroon them, because I know the devil are maroon. I guess the Maroon them are organize that one, right? So the 24th, that are the 24th of July, 27th, the 6th of August, the 27th of July, I mean, the court case with Paul Buchanan, and then the 6th of August, you know, say it's Huntspen Clarendon, all roads lead to Huntspen Clarendon. And guys, if you don't need any information as to how to find the place, go up on Mark Stewart YouTube page and look in the description. All of the information is there, all of the telephone number them. One of the telephone number is 876-961-0191. That's 876-961-0191. And there's another one, 876-869-9522. And of course, there's other information there if you want to donate to the ministry. Cash App, all of that stuff, Zelle, PayPal, you name it. All of that is in the description. And Pat W, how you doing? Good to see you. And of course, you know, similarly in my description, you will see a lot of details in there. In my bio of my page, you'll see a lot of details in there. What's up, TikTok? TikTok. Look like my people on TikTok not reach it, you know, except for Odin. Okay. Brianna. Hold on, you know the goal, right? 50k likes. Now, let me go to that picture, ladies and gentlemen. Let me go to that picture. I was sent this picture. Mighty God. So, ladies and gentlemen, the picture on your screen is on a house. And it states that, and you know, NSHP means National Social Housing Program. So, what Andrew Wallace has done is he has tagged the houses that have been built by the National Social Housing Program with a plaque. And this is what this one says. This unit was built by the government of Jamaica under the new social housing program and handed over to blank, because then take out the person name. The Most Honorable Andrew Wallace, Prime Minister. Now, this is interesting for multiple reasons. How are you doing, Greg? If PJ was to tag everybody that they build houses for through the National Housing Program, I mean, whoa. If he was to do a press conference every single time he gave away a single home, do you know that those press conferences cost money, ladies and gentlemen? A lot of money, you know. The press, everything, you know. All of those press conferences when give away a house, a single house. And then you look at it. This is not to benefit the people. This is to honor himself. It's all about self. It's all about him. It's all about his pride and putting himself up, simultaneously putting down the people. Why should you leave a memorial to say you are the one that built this house for these people? After you already did a press conference and it's on record. Hey Gigi, this is so disgusting. Of course, a single home, you know. You see, if it was a situation where he built an entire community and there was like 200 homes there, and at the front it stated that this community was built by the government under the social national, I could understand to some extent. But he did not just put the government of Jamaica, he put Andrew Honest. So he might put a personal stamp there for him for one single house. If this is not buying vote and buying loyalty, I don't know what is. I don't know what is. You know, if the JLP didn't start this nonsense of telling lie on the PNP, you know, I don't think the PNP would have started put out certain things, you know, about them achievements, you know. the constant lies about what the PNP didn't do and what they did do. Now we have the situation with the toll. These people have been in power for 10 years, and every single thing that goes wrong is the People's National Party fault. We see Fly Green the other day giving away some cows to get milk. And the man was talking about the 1990s. That this is a problem from the 1990s. How can you have a problem in agriculture from the 1990s? And you are in power for 10 years, and it took you 10 years to fix the problem? You are or to see it. You are incompetent. I mean, it's like God has just made them expose themselves, and I hope that people see and open up them eyes when the man them have the audacity to blame the People's National Party from 1990, brother. Any problem from 1990, 2016, you should be well aware of it. As a matter of fact, before you go into a portfolio, aren't you supposed to study, analyze, data analysis, understanding of all the things that are, Colleen, how you doing? All the things that are an issue that needs to be fixed. First, you have to find the problem, and then you come with strategies on how to fix them. So, what you want to tell me, from 2016 till now, Fly Green, you saw this problem, and all it took for you was to bring some cows and give them to farmers for them to increase production. What's up, Browning? Brown Julia, what's up? For them to increase production in milk, in the milk farming industry, and it took you 10 years. How is Andrew Onis going to fix the homelessness problem? By giving one house and putting in plaque on it for him own self-indulgence and self-praise. Woman of God, big up. George, big up. This is absolutely disgusting, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely disgusting. Wow. But something that has become a norm of the Jamaica Labour Party leader, and it goes all the way down the line. Now, another thing. Miss Juliet Cuthbert, what is going on with you? Something is going on with Juliet Cuthbert, you know, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if you guys are aware, you know, but she's been making some cryptic tweets. I think it's cryptic. I don't trust these people, you know, man. So I take it with a grain of salt, what she said. But what I'm going to do is share what she said, ladies and gentlemen. All right? Let me share with you what she said in her tweets. All right, let me just download this image real quick. Save that. There you go. And then save this. I'm going to start with this one. Yes, I'm going to start with this one. All right. So let me take off this picture off the screen. No. Let me use this instead. There we go. There we go. Now, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. So this is a tweet apparently from Juliet Cuthbert. Right? Illicit enrichment is to rile up all the people who dislike politicians.
Yeah, fully enough. Hey, who earth is this? Oh, man, is this?
Illicit enrichment is to rile up all the people who dislike politicians. If there was ever a person that cryptically is trying to tell us that they're guilty of something, it's Juliet Cuthbert. You can't make this up. Jamaica, illicit enrichment. What is illicit enrichment? You not being able to explain how you made your money legally, which would mean that more than likely you're a thief. And this individual that is a member of parliament wants to dumb down illicit enrichment to say, no, it's just something minor. All it is there to do is to rile up people that dislike politicians. And there's more to stain us. Unfortunately, the stain stays after all is cleared and the hate remains. Now, I don't know what example she's using to actually, make this argument. Which politician that has been charged or recommended to be charged for illicit enrichment or suspected to be a illicit enricher has been cleared of those allegations? Which one of them? When has it happened in Jamaica? Never. So what is this idiot argument this lady making right here, so ladies and gentlemen? And these people are the cream of the crop, the best of the best. Forget all of the money, and then them are going to retire and we have to go pay them same way. I wish that law could be annulled. I wish that law could be annulled where these people, after them retire, full up them pocket, enrich themselves. There has to be a law where they are disqualified from pension. No apology. You can't do your job dishonestly and grate the country's resources and abuse authority to serve your own self and your family members and your girlfriend and your side chick and your side man, whatever them have. And then our tax dollars must pay you after you retire from politics. No, man, that have a fix, man. That have a fix. That have a fix. Anti-tiny big up. Right? It has to fix. It is unjust. It is unjust, ladies and gentlemen. Now, it goes further here, no, man. And this is a bit incoherent. I was trying to figure out a lot of the things that she was saying here. You are a lawyer. You are a lawyers. Jesus have mercy. No, sir.
Embarrassing.
He needs some milk.
You are a lawyers. Jamaica. This is the cream of the crop. You are a lawyers. Go and read the Basel Institute of Governance cases. What is going on, bro? What is going on?
Oh, man, is this?
What? This is the cream of the crop? No, you are a lawyers. Which Gleaner? I tweet this on our own Twitter page. You are a lawyers. And then the audacity to tell somebody after saying you are a lawyers. Go and read. Mighty God. Mighty God. Go and read the Basel Institute of Governance cases. And then go and read the Basel Institute Governance, right? Institute of Governance. And she said, full stop. Cases are clearly investigated and persons are given a chance by conducting hearings before their names are put in the public for illicit enrichment. Then she's asking, are hearings conducted in Jamaica when there's an investigation? I keep hearing that persons who are accused are not given a chance to explain. Is that true? The IC a few months ago tried to enter my home and didn't want to give the gate any information. So the IC tried to enter her home, she says, and didn't give the gate any information. You know what is sad about this? The Integrity Commission cannot come out and defend themselves, and they know it, So they go on the internet and they say these just audacious and lambastic things because the Integrity Commission cannot. defend themselves. They cannot speak on any investigation, and they know it. There's some coordinated attacks on the Integrity Commission, and it's increasing, right? They're going in for the KILL, ladies and gentlemen. My goodness. They told the security they wish to visit my premises. They were turned back because they tried to visit without prior notification from me, the resident. What kind of crap is that? I was shown the video of their vehicle. Now, ladies and gentlemen, again, I don't see no instance where the Integrity Commission, in any of their investigations, you know, seek somebody's presence and not speak to them. For the Integrity Commission to come to your home based off what I have read in some of these investigative reports, they would have requested for you to see them first. And, you know, if it's not possible for you, some type of arrangement is made where you guys can meet up at a neutral place. And we see that in the Prime Minister's Integrity Commission report. He didn't want anybody to see him going into the office of the Integrity Commission. So they went to his office in the office of the Prime Minister. Who remember? Who remember? But this is what is happening. Quite unfortunate, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if Miss Cuthbert is being investigated for illicit enrichment. I will say this, her tweets would give rise to that particular conclusion, given the timing of this all, given the break we're on. You know, could we see the Integrity Commission? Could we see the Integrity Commission could we see the Integrity Commission hold on there. Tomorrow, I think today, you know? What could I? I can't do my thing then, man. Okay, alright. But very interesting, ladies and gentlemen. Very interesting. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, alright? I thought that the town hall meeting was today. Barrington, how are you doing? I thought that the town hall meeting was today, but it gives me the time necessary. I need to go through this document. This very important document about the TCN, ladies and gentlemen. I want you guys to get your pen and your paper to scribble down your notes. Trust me. It's going to be very interesting. Get on the pen and paper, ladies and gentlemen. Get your pen and paper. We're going to go through the white paper. We're going to go through it. And I'm going to post if it even take 3 different, what's up, Nama? If it even take 3 different, oh, we look on the likes them. We're not going good, man. We're not going good. If it even take 3 parts, but I don't want to pass 30 minutes. I don't want to pass 30 minutes. So we are going in a white paper for one of the TCN deal them for Mr. Gaston Brown. Zine? So let's get into this white paper, ladies and gentlemen. Leadership matters here. Leadership matters, guys. Now, the government of Antigua, white paper on U.S. proposal, right? For arrangements to transfer third country nationals removed from the United States. This is an official document, my people. All right, so we're gonna get through it. Let's listen.
Executive Summary. This white paper explains the position of the government of Antigua and Barbuda on proposals from the government of the United States concerning the possible reception in Antigua and Barbuda of certain third country nationals removed from the United States. The government of Antigua and Barbuda has approached this matter in a spirit of friendship and cooperation. It did not refuse to consider the request when it was first raised, because Antigua and Barbuda values its relations with the United States and recognizes the importance of serious engagement between friendly states. At the same time, Antigua and Barbuda is a small state with limited land area, limited public resources, and limited absorptive capacity. It cannot responsibly accept open-ended obligations involving persons who are not its nationals and whose removal is sought by another state. Antigua and Barbuda has willingly cooperated with U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, in accepting the return of its nationals who have been deported from the United States. Between March 2025 and July 2026, Antigua and Barbuda accepted the return of all 5 of its nationals identified by ICE for deportation. The government's position is therefore clear. Antigua and Barbuda will not accept a standing program for the reception of third country nationals, which is to say, nationals of countries other than Antigua and Barbuda. Any cooperation can be considered only on a strictly limited, case-by-case basis, in the exercise of Antigua and Barbuda's complete sovereign discretion. Any person proposed must be fully documented in advance, must satisfy strict eligibility conditions, and may be refused by Antigua and Barbuda for any reason. No person should depart the United States unless the full cost of reception, settlement, healthcare, welfare, security, administration, and any onward or return arrangements has been secured in writing in advance by the United States or another acceptable agency. In light of Antigua and Barbuda's size and capacity, the government's counter-proposal contemplates no more than 10 persons in 2026, followed by a review in 2027. The purpose of this white paper is to inform Parliament and the public of the background, the issues at stake, and the principles on which the government has proceeded. July 9th, 2026.
So, ladies and gentlemen, that is a mouthful. Only 10 persons for 2026. Strict conditions, money for all different things. So the leader of Antigua and Barbuda is being very meticulous, very detailed. You understand? We have another die-hearted agent of darkness come on the TikTok platform, and they most of the time they always come on some page where them not have no face. Them just some username or something like that. But the TCN deal, ladies and gentlemen, you see the approach that Mr. Gaston Brown has made, putting out this white paper for the public to let them understand what is the position of the government. Will we see same with this government? I doubt it. But let's continue. Very interesting.
July 9th, 2026, St. John's. 3.1 Introduction. This white paper is presented by the government of Antigua and Barbuda to inform Parliament and the public of the issues arising from discussions with the government of the United States of America concerning the possible reception in Antigua and Barbuda of certain third country nationals removed from the United States. The matter is important. It touches directly on sovereignty, immigration control, public finance, national security, social stability, and the international legal obligations of Antigua and Barbuda. It also raises a wider question of fairness. Antigua and Barbuda, like every sovereign state, must regulate entry into its territory and determine who may remain there. But it is one matter for a state to receive its own nationals who are returned from abroad. It is another for a small country to be asked to receive and settle persons who are not its nationals and whose removal is sought by another state. The government considers it necessary that Parliament and the public be fully informed of the background, the issues, the principles that guide Antigua and Barbuda's approach, and the terms on which any cooperation could responsibly be considered. This white paper is written in a spirit of candor and friendship.
Yes.
The United States, like every sovereign state, is entitled to regulate its borders,
Yes.
determine who may enter and remain in its territory,
That's right.
and enforce its immigration laws.
Right.
Antigua and Barbuda respects that right. At the same time, Antigua and Barbuda is equally entitled to decide whether, and on what terms, it can responsibly receive persons who are not its nationals and whose removal is sought by another state.
Hey, let me tell you something, man. This is intelligent leadership. I mean, this is not a hostile. This is a firm, not crossing any boundaries, stating the legal facts of the matter, understanding you're dealing with the eagle, but still standing strong on principle and framing it in such a way that any reasonable person have to appreciate this in the leadership, you know. America is a sovereign state, so are we, Antigua. And they have a right to decide who comes in and out of their borders as well as we do. You see what they did there, ladies and gentlemen? This is a teacher. This is somebody that is not compromised, you know. That America have no dirt pan. So they can be bold enough to stand up with their head held high and not crawl upon them belly like Andrew and his government. Let's continue.
State. 2. The critical issue of third country nationals. What is their status? The critical issue for Antigua and Barbuda is, what is the status of third country? Nationals who are transferred to Antigua and Barbuda? This is an important question that strikes at the heart of Antigua and Barbuda's legal exposure. The answer involves several overlapping status categories,
yes,
and the picture is genuinely complicated. The immediate status upon arrival, legal limbo. A person who arrives in Antigua and Barbuda without valid travel documents, transferred under an agreement between the U.S. and Antigua and Barbuda, does not fit neatly into any existing category under domestic Antigua and Barbuda law. Antigua has no standalone Refugees Act. Asylum claims are handled ad hoc under the General Immigration Act, with protection access determined informally in 4. Cooperation with the United Nations High Commission for Refugees. This means the person's legal status upon arrival would be administratively indeterminate.
Times 3 and give them my side. Tap up the screen who can send gift, send gift. Use up the times 3 before you're done. See there? Start already. That's it.
1. Asylum seeker / refugee if the person expresses fear of return to their country of origin, Antigua and Barbuda's obligations under the 1951 Refugee Convention, to which it acceded on September 7, 1995. Are immediately triggered. The person must be allowed to apply for protection and cannot be returned, including to the United States, if doing so would expose them to persecution. This means that the person would be in Antigua and Barbuda in limbo and would become a charge upon the state. 2. Stateless person if the person has no valid travel documents and refuses to apply for a passport from their country of origin. They may effectively be or become stateless in practice, even if technically they retain a nationality. This triggers a separate body of law. Antigua and Barbuda succeeded to the 1954 Convention on the Status of Stateless Persons on October 25, 1988, which...
Jamaica, you remember when Mark Golding came out and he raised concerns about the TCN deal? The legalities, the international law, that was one of his main issues because it was in court and, you know, it was determined that it was illegal and in one of those states in America, and there was an appeal. And I said it before and I'll say it again. This government will hold a report because of sub judice, but they will continue to discuss a deal while there's an appeal of a ruling that affects the deal negatively. And I don't understand the logic behind that. When they are supposed to be careful about real legal issues, right? They choose to be bold But when it comes to stamping out, you know, corruption in the country and exposing persons that are involved potentially in illicit enrichment, they want to hide these reports and take as much time to table them as humanly possible to squeeze it out. Remember what happened with the FLA report, right? This is the modus operandi of this government, and we have fear and him queen locking down. One of them is the two most powerful position, the Prime Minister and the Speaker of the House, all under one roof. Right? Asylum seekers. If a person expresses fears to return. This document is quite detailed. Let's continue, guys. Very informative.
Obliges it to issue identity papers to any stateless person in its territory who lacks a travel document. Issue a convention travel document, CTD, to stateless persons lawfully residing in its territory, a document recognized internationally and used in lieu of a passport. Accord stateless persons treatment at least as favorable as that accorded to nationals in matters of religion, and no less favorable than that accorded to aliens generally in matters of work, housing, and public education. Critically, Antigua has not acceded to the 1961 Convention on the Reduction of Statelessness, so there is no legal mechanism under domestic law to resolve statelessness, only to manage it. But managing stateless persons can become a huge cost to the state. 3. Undocumented irregular migrant if the government does not recognize the person as a refugee or stateless. The default under Antiguan and Barbuda law is that they are an undocumented non-national subject to detention and deportation under the Immigration and Passport Act. But this presents a legal trap if the person cannot be deported to their country of origin because that country refuses to take them, or because doing so would violate non-refoulement 1 and cannot be returned to the United States. They become non-removable, trapped in indefinite detention or irregular status. One non-refoulement is the principle of
Jamaica only hear that? It is a legal trap. A legal trap, ladies and gentlemen. Mighty God. This part of the arm, this part of the undocumented irregular migrant. If the government does not recognize the person as a refugee or stateless, the default under the Antigua and Barbuda law is that they are an undocumented, non-national subject to detention, right? Hold on. Sure. Under the Immigration and Passport Act. But this presents a legal trap if the person cannot be deported to their country of origin because of the country refuses to take them, or because doing so would violate a non-revolvement. Hold on, no man. Because the country refuses to take them, or because doing so violates non-revolvement. I've never seen that word before. Is it revolvement? And cannot be returned to the United States, they become non-removable, trapped in indefinite detention or irregular status with no legal pathway forward. Antigua and Barbuda would then be confronted with persons who will have to be supported by the state for the foreseeable future. Jeez, hey, Jamaica, open up, pay attention. How much time gone for the reaction already? 15 minutes, we can do 15 minutes more for part 1. No, sir. Let's continue. Hopefully we can finish it, guys. You know, yeah. Hopefully we can finish it. This is quite interesting, ladies and gentlemen. Quite interesting indeed.
With no legal pathway forward, Antigua and Barbuda would then be confronted with persons who will have to be supported by the state for the foreseeable future.
Let's get the likes up, please.
The Regional Security System, RSS, chairman directly flagged this issue in April 2026 If the TCNs did not have valid travel documents issued by their home country, they could not return home. Why would a home country issue a document for them? The U.S. position is that the International Organization for Migration, IOM, can assist in obtaining documents, but that is an optimistic stance not rooted in any guarantee from the IOM. Many countries routinely refuse to issue travel documents for citizens it considers adversaries.
Jamaica, I want to say the liar we come on Colin Bell show is on point. The man them say for the US get documents, them cannot guarantee getting documentation for the persons them when they must send. Because many countries routinely refuse to issue travel documents for citizens it considers adversaries. Mighty God.
Adversaries. A person who refuses to apply for their home country's passport because they fear that very act could expose them to surveillance, punishment, or denunciation at home is in an especially difficult position. International protection principles recognize this concern. Refugees often cannot safely use their national passports precisely because doing so would involve contact with the persecuting state. Antigua and Barbuda's practical exposure. Once a person physically arrives on Antiguan soil, even one the full weight of international legal obligations attaches. The non-refoulement obligation under the 1951 Convention applies. The 1954 Statelessness Convention obligations apply if the person has no documents. The absence of a dedicated refugee law means the government must manage these individuals through improvised administrative channels with no statutory framework for their long-term status, work rights, or eventual durable solution. In short, the person would arrive in a legal gray zone, simultaneously a potential asylum seeker, a de facto stateless person, and an undocumented migrant. With Antigua and Barbuda holding treaty obligations, it has no domestic legislation specifically designed to fulfill and very little means to undertake. It is precisely because of this legal exposure that the government has insisted on stringent preconditions before any transfer can be contemplated.
Jamaica, what I'm understanding from this, is that, these people, through this statelessness in another country, could be subjected to abuse quite easily. At this part where I said the absence of dedicated refuge law means the government must manage these individuals through improvised administrative channels with no statutory framework for their long-term status, work rights, or eventual durable solutions. Let's continue.
Contemplated. 3. Background to the issue. On December 19th, 2025, Antigua and Barbuda and the United States signed a Memorandum of Understanding concerning the possible transfer of certain third country nationals from the United States to Antigua and Barbuda. 6. That Memorandum of Understanding is expressly non-binding. It does not create a standing program of admissions. It records only a framework for possible cooperation under which the United States may propose transfers and Antigua and Barbuda may, in its complete discretion, consider accepting such proposals in whole or in part on a case-by-case basis. The Memorandum of Understanding also provides that, before any transfer, the United States intends to provide biographical, medical, and criminal documentation to the extent available and permitted by law. It further affirms that all action taken under it should conform with the international legal obligations of both governments, including refugee law, the Convention Against Torture, and the principle of non-refoulement. It also preserves the right of either participant to discontinue its participation at any time, while endeavoring to provide 90 days written notice through diplomatic channels. Following signature of the Memorandum of Understanding, the United States transmitted a series of draft operating procedures intended to put the arrangement into practical effect. Those drafts evolved over time. In general, however, they proposed a more programmatic arrangement than that reflected in the Memorandum of Understanding itself. They introduced monthly numerical ceilings, broadened the categories of eligible persons, proposed compressed timelines for notification and approval, relied on documentation only if available or known to the United States, and left key issues of funding, legal status, settlement, onward movement, and return responsibility unresolved. In response, Antigua and Barbuda identified material concerns and made clear that no operational arrangement could responsibly proceed unless those concerns were addressed in writing and on terms consistent with the country's size, capacity, laws, and national interest. The government of Antigua and Barbuda has since developed and transmitted its own counterproposal for operating procedures. That counterproposal is based on the original Memorandum of Understanding, reflects Antigua and Barbuda's sovereign interests, and is offered in a spirit of friendship and cooperation. 4. International and regional context. The discussions between Antigua and Barbuda and the United States do not occur in isolation. The use by the United States of third country arrangements for the removal of non-nationals has become a wider feature of its migration policy. Publicly acknowledged arrangements have involved a number of other countries, including in the Americas. Public reporting also indicates that some Caribbean states have been approached and that several have agreed in some form to receive a limited number of persons under understandings with the United States. 7. This wider context matters for 2 reasons. First, it confirms that Antigua and Barbuda is not the only country dealing with this issue. It is part of an established and expanding policy practice. Secondly, it underlines the need, as a small state, for Antigua and Barbuda to proceed with care. For large countries, questions of reception, housing, healthcare, legal status, public order, and onward return may be difficult, but manageable. For a small island developing state with limited land area, a small population, constrained public finances, and already stretched public services, the consequences may be severe. The policy has also been the subject of litigation in the courts of the United States. Courts in the United States have ruled that removal to third countries without notice or opportunity to raise protection claims violates due process, reinforcing Antigua and Barbuda's view that the legal framework governing these transfers remains unsettled even in U.S. domestic law. While the United States has continued to pursue the policy, the existence of litigation has reinforced Antigua and Barbuda's view that any arrangement must rest on clear, careful, and defensible terms. 5. Why Antigua and Barbuda is considering the matter at all. The government considers it important to explain plainly why Antigua and Barbuda has engaged this issue. Antigua and Barbuda is considering the matter because it values its friendship and cooperative relations with the United States and is prepared, as a responsible member of the international community, to examine requests made by a close partner. Consideration of such a request does not imply automatic acceptance. It reflects the government's view that a serious request from a friendly state should be examined seriously, carefully, and on its merits. The government must also take account of the wider...
Hey man, this man is good. He know he walking on a tightrope. Oh man, this brother is good. It doesn't mean that it's automatic acceptance, you know. But we are going through it and considering all the variables. Yes.
Wider regional setting. Several Caribbean states have already entered into, or publicly acknowledged, understandings with the United States concerning third country nationals. These include, among others, St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Lucia, Guyana, Jamaica, and Belize. In that context, Antigua and Barbuda cannot ignore the possibility that any government which has not done so may be viewed in Washington as less cooperative than others. This does not relieve Antigua and Barbuda of its duty to protect its own sovereignty, laws, capacity, and national interest. It does, however, explain why the government has chosen to engage the issue seriously, to define its position carefully, and to proceed by measured negotiation rather than by impulsive refusal. 8. 6. The core issues for Antigua and Barbuda. The government's examination of the matter has identified a number of core issues. A. Sovereignty and control. Antigua and Barbuda cannot accept a standing operational pipeline under which persons are sent as a matter of routine or expectation. Any arrangement must preserve Antigua and Barbuda's complete discretion to approve or refuse each proposed individual and to determine the number, if any, to be accepted at any given time. B. Legal status on arrival. No arrangement can...
No, for the sake of not having this particular reaction be too long, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go and end this particular recording to be part 1 of 2, and then on part 2 we're going to come back right here. So the core issues for Antigua and Barbuda. All right, so please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you very much. So here we are for part 2, ladies and gentlemen, of the white paper for Antigua and Barbuda TCN deal. And we're going to start off where we had ended in part 1. The core issues for Antigua and Barbuda. Right? Let's get to this, ladies and gentlemen. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.
With no legal pathway forward, Antigua...
Oh, wait a minute. How did we get here? How did we get here? How did we get here?
6. The core issues for Antigua and Barbuda. The government's examination of the matter has identified a number of core issues. A. Sovereignty and control. Antigua and Barbuda cannot accept a standing operational pipeline under which persons are sent as a matter of routine or expectation. Any arrangement must preserve Antigua and Barbuda's complete discretion to approve or refuse each proposed individual and to determine the number, if any, to be accepted at any given time.
So there will be a, if there's any agreement, they're making it clear. Listen, this is not going to be a river that widens. It is going to be a very, very narrow stream that is controlled. And at some point, if any, we should need to lock off the stream. All right? In a very, very common terms, let's continue. No, sir.
The legal status on arrival. No arrangement can responsibly proceed unless there is clear understanding of the legal status of any person upon arrival in Antigua and Barbuda, the conditions of stay, and the legal basis on which Antigua and Barbuda would receive and regulate such person under its own laws. The legal complexities of status upon arrival are addressed in detail in Section 2 above.
So, legal ramifications, which any responsible government would have to take very seriously, right? Have to take very seriously. No arrangement can responsibly proceed unless there's a clear understanding of the legal status of the persons. All right? Clear. Let's continue.
C. Vetting and information. Antigua and Barbuda must receive adequate information in advance to assess every proposed case. This includes biographical, biometric, medical, criminal, and relevant protection claim information. A small state cannot safely accept persons about whom only partial or qualified information is available. D.
Now, this is the part where I believe Headboy was saying on Colin Bell's show that basically Antigua and Barbuda told America no without telling them no. The detail in which where the vetting process is, biographical, biometric, medical, criminal, relevant protection claim information. These persons have to have all those things in detail, else them not taking them. It just means we're not taking them. They made it impossible, almost impossible, ladies and gentlemen, for any deal to come to with these particular, rules of engagement. Very, very smart. Like and share the video, ladies and gentlemen. Leadership matters, man.
D. Financial and administrative burden. Antigua and Barbuda cannot assume the costs of another state's migration policy. Reception, settlement, accommodation, healthcare, welfare support, security support, administrative processing, and onward or return arrangements all carry financial and operational consequences. Those consequences would weigh heavily on a country of Antigua and Barbuda's size unless fully covered in advance.
So that means potential expenses would have to be given to Antigua and Barbuda for these individuals, because they have decided that they are not going to take on any costs because of a policy and a migration policy of a different state. Why should I, why should the people take on those burdens financially? But we did hear Dennis Chang say if the person wanted to stay and they go through the process of trying to become a citizen, and for whatever reason they were not granted, the state would have to take on the cost of sending them away. But when you read this, you're gonna reach a wall where that is concerned in many cases if you're not careful. We can go up back to the top here when he talked about, the legal gray zone. This part right here. You understand what I say? And then I understand why Antigua and Barbuda is taking this approach. When you hear everybody has heard it, when you hear the gentleman say the most despicable human beings. This is Antigua and Barbuda protecting themselves from any potential of the most despicable human beings coming to their country so that they can protect their citizens. This is what real leadership does, ladies and gentlemen. Which we have yet to see, because the government of Jamaica has not been transparent. They have been all over the place with this issue. They have been caught in so many lies. There's so much misinformation and disinformation coming from their own lips. Wow.
Advance. E. Humanitarian and international legal obligations. Antigua and Barbuda is committed to acting consistently with its international obligations. It cannot participate in any arrangement that
Sergi, what's
risks
up?
breach of the 1954 Convention on Stateless Persons specifically and the principle of non-refoulement, and 2, exposes persons to persecution or torture, or leaves them in legal and humanitarian uncertainty. F. Social and public policy impact. The reception of non-nationals deported by another state is not a neutral administrative matter. It may affect public confidence, the labor market, pressure on housing and social services, and wider questions of social cohesion. Any arrangement must therefore be kept within limits that Antigua and Barbuda can absorb responsibly. 9. 7. Antigua and Barbuda's assessment of the U.S. drafts. The government's assessment of the U.S. draft operating procedures has been careful and consistent. The original Memorandum of Understanding preserved Antigua and Barbuda's complete discretion and non-binding participation. Some of the subsequent U.S. drafts moved away from that framework by proposing a standing monthly transfer arrangement, by using language of expectation rather than firm obligation with respect to
Let's get to
non-admission
30K
and
likes,
return,
guys, fast.
and by leaving Antigua and
Like and share the
Barbuda
live.
exposed on matters of cost, settlement, legal status, and operational responsibility. Of particular concern were proposals that contemplated the transfer of expedited removal orders, proposals that relied on criminal or medical information only to the extent known or available to the United States, and proposals that did not contain a binding commitment by the United States to meet the full cost of reception and settlement. The government also carefully considered a separate template under which Antigua and Barbuda would itself approach the International Organization for Migration for assistance. That approach was considered premature and unsatisfactory in the absence of settled written terms with the United States, since it risked shifting initiative and operational responsibility to Antigua and Barbuda before the substantive issues had been resolved. Antigua and Barbuda's counterproposal. The government of Antigua and Barbuda has therefore formulated a counter. Proposal for operating procedures. That counterproposal is based on 5 principles. First, case-by-case sovereign discretion. Antigua and Barbuda would retain complete discretion to approve or refuse every proposed transfer. There would be no standing entitlement on the part of the United States to send any person, and no standing obligation on Antigua and Barbuda to receive any person. Secondly, strictly limited eligibility. Only persons with final orders of removal would be eligible for consideration. Persons subject only to expedited removal too would be excluded. Also excluded would be unaccompanied minors, persons with pending asylum or other protection claims. Expedited removal is a procedure under U.S. law that allows rapid deportation without a full judicial hearing, which means such persons may not have had adequate opportunity to assert protection claims. 10. In the United States and persons with criminal records other than immigration law violations. Thirdly, a limited...
Anybody with, if you have any other criminal record outside of immigration law violation, you can't come Antigua and Barbuda. Hello? Respect, Splash DJ. I really that is. Really that is. Hey, when I see them claims, yeah? First case by case. Strict limited eligibility. The man them narrow the type of people them. Strict rules as to who can come here. Why may I tell you, hey, there's several, couple other Caribbean leaders who wish was the leader of my country. Presently right now. No lies told, ladies and gentlemen. This government is an absolute failure. Failure to care for the people, failure to protect the people, failure to create the opportunities for persons to be elevated and grow. Just a failure. My goodness, let's continue. No, man.
Limited arrangement for 2026 only. Given the size of Antigua and Barbuda's economy, institutions, and absorptive capacity, the total number of persons contemplated under the counterproposal would not exceed 10 in calendar year 2026. There would then be a review in 2027 in light of actual experience, national capacity, and national interest to determine whether any further cooperation should be contemplated. Fourthly, full funding and settlement responsibility before departure. No person should depart the United States unless the United States or another competent international or other agency acceptable to Antigua and Barbuda has agreed in writing in advance to bear the full cost of reception, settlement, accommodation, subsistence, healthcare, welfare support, security support, administrative processing, and any onward or return arrangements relating to that person.
Yo, remember telling you something, man. This a man you now play. Now me know what head boy when I talk about. When him call in for Colin Bell show. Yo, the man I make sure say, yo, any cost at all will not be absorbed by the Antigua. If them fi leave and go back where them fi go, I own have to go pay a fee. We need written statements, agreements, contract on that. It's a man I now play, brother. You think America gonna agree to this? The man basically I tell them, say, yo, hell no. To the no. Hell to the no. We won't take none of them. Remember me tell you that. Style the man use for America right so. And well respectful to using the law in defense and the sovereignty of his country. But you only can do this when you're not compromised, when you're not a corrupt leader. You understand? Tell your boy.
Person. The government will not grant approval for any transfer unless a binding written commitment to full financial responsibility has been received and accepted. Arrival of any unapproved or unfunded person will be treated as a violation of the arrangement. Fifthly, protection of Antigua and Barbuda's legal and sovereign position. The counterproposal preserves Antigua and Barbuda's right to determine the legal status and conditions of stay of any person received in accordance with its own laws and international obligations. It also preserves Antigua and Barbuda's right to reject on arrival any person not previously approved or whose documentation is materially incomplete or inaccurate and requires the immediate return of such person to the United States at U.S. cost. The counterproposal further preserves Antigua and Barbuda's right to suspend implementation, in whole or in part, at any time in its own judgment, and to discontinue participation with notice through diplomatic channels. 9. The question of reciprocal benefit. The government considers it necessary to state plainly that full funding, full vetting, clear legal status, and express return responsibility are minimum protective conditions. They are not, in themselves, reciprocal benefits. If Antigua and Barbuda is to contemplate receiving third country nationals who are not its nationals in order to assist the United States with the practical execution of its migration policy, there must also be a clear and commensurate reciprocal benefit to Antigua and Barbuda in the national interest. This should include the lifting of any. 11. Blanket visa restrictions on nationals of Antigua and Barbuda, although Antigua and Barbuda accepts the right of the U.S. to deny visas to any persons who, on an individual basis, it regards an ineligible. Such reciprocal benefit would have to be identified clearly, reduced to writing, and capable of objective value. Goodwill alone is not sufficient. Nor can vague expectations of favorable treatment elsewhere be regarded as an adequate foundation for a decision of this kind. The government will therefore proceed, if at all, only on the basis that Antigua and Barbuda's national interest is expressly protected in legal, financial, operational, and reciprocal terms, unless Parliament resolves differently.
Andrew wanna say him play chess, but this a man a master class on the chessboard, ladies and gentlemen. Not only is Antigua and Barbuda not willing to take on any financial costs, but they have an ironclad legal detailed terms that will make sure that they're not legally liable by international law or their own laws of their country. And to add to that, the man must say, for us to do this for your brethren, any form of blocking of visas restriction that need to go. When can Andrew Holness do this? With all of the criminal them within the Jamaica Labour Party where USA watch. When can Andrew Holness write this to the United States and say, these are my terms to protect the Jamaican people and to also give us some type of leverage? The man is leveraging United States desperation to get rid of these people, while at the same time protecting his citizens. He put them in an impossible position. America can't agree to this. This is saying, I will not take the TCN. As a matter of fact, he has not even come to any conclusion about taking anybody. They have to discuss this first. This man is a genius, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know who is their legal team, but this right here is ironclad, baby. Let's continue.
Differently. 10. Why Antigua and Barbuda has not accepted a standing program. The government wishes to make clear that Antigua and Barbuda has not adopted a posture of hostility or refusal for its own sake. The contrary is true. From the outset, Antigua and Barbuda has approached the issue in a spirit of friendship and cooperation. It has not done so because it wishes.
Stop the cap.
Yo,
No bullshit, bro.
bro, after the money sticky money with a hard stabbing at their neck, you know, man, with the restriction, them, you know. Man, they say, listen, no, we are friends. We're being cooperative. Don't think that we're being harsh. You know when your mother beat you and your mother say, man, take up alcohol for rub off it, you know, an infection off your wound them, and it's still a sting, although it went a burn before, now it a sting. Yeah, the light sting, that sensation there. Yes, it is called psychology, ladies and gentlemen. And this is where a lot of people that in a more serious case in terms of personally when you are abused, this level of psychology will have you thinking that your abuser is actually your friend and they want the best for you. I'm telling you, the political mind games that is being played in this white paper, I appreciate it, man. All in protection of its citizens, ladies and gentlemen. Let's continue.
Wishes to become a destination for other states' deportees, but because it judged that it was better to engage seriously with a request made by a friendly country and to define strict conditions than simply to react without examination, it signed a non-binding memorandum of understanding. It considered the operational drafts put forward by the United States. It identified concerns in a measured and constructive manner. It formulated its own counterproposal rather than merely declining further discussion. Friendship between sovereign states is expressed in mutual respect, not in the assumption that one party's domestic difficulties become another's permanent obligation. Cooperation does not require a small state to assume open-ended responsibilities without adequate safeguards. The government would fail in its duty if it did not insist on clear terms where sovereignty, law, public finance, security, and social stability are engaged.
Yes.
Antigua and Barbuda already accepts the return of its own nationals from the United States. That is one matter. The organized reception of deportees who are not its nationals is another.
Get the likes up,
guys. It cannot become a standing expectation unless arrangements are devised that do not impose unbearable weight on already overburdened small countries. 11. The government's present position. The government's present position is therefore as follows. 12. 1. Antigua and Barbuda remains willing to engage the United States on this matter in a spirit of friendship and cooperation. 2. Antigua and Barbuda will not accept a standing monthly transfer program. 3. Antigua and Barbuda will consider proposed cases only on a case-by-case basis and in the exercise of its complete sovereign discretion. 4. Only a limited number of persons, not exceeding 10 in 2026, could be contemplated, and only if the conditions set out by Antigua and Barbuda are satisfied in writing. 5. No person may be accepted unless eligibility, documentation, funding, settlement responsibility, legal status, and return arrangements are all clearly secured in advance. 6. Antigua and Barbuda reserves the right to refuse any proposed person, to reject any unapproved or improperly documented arrival, and to suspend or discontinue any arrangement in its own judgment. 7. No international organization or third party will be engaged on Antigua and Barbuda's behalf until the substantive terms of any arrangement have been settled to the government's satisfaction. 8. These positions will remain unless the Parliament of Antigua and Barbuda resolves differently. 12. Conclusion. This white paper sets out the government's present assessment of the issues. Arising from
times 2 soon come up my side. Get ready. Tap up a screen and gift us
principles that have guided its approach and the terms on which any cooperation could responsibly
times
be
2,
contemplated.
30 seconds. Send a gift them now,
The government and people of
Use up the
Antigua
times
and
too.
Barbuda have had long and mutually beneficial relations with the people
Use
of
up
the
the
government
times
of the
2.
United
Use
States,
up the times 2.
including the hosting of U.S. bases on Antigua for many years as part of the national security network of the United States. The government is willing to be helpful to the administration of the U.S. including by considering accepting
Alright,
a
Sharon.
limited number of persons in 2026 on an experimental basis, subject to the terms we have counter-proposed to the U.S. government. But any arrangement of this kind must be lawful, limited, fully funded, carefully controlled, and plainly consistent with Antigua and Barbuda's sovereignty, capacity, and international obligations. The government invites
Go on, tap
Parliament
up
to
the screen,
consider these
everybody. Double
matters
tap.
and, if it sees fit, to endorse the principles and conditions set out herein as the framework for any further engagement with the United States on this subject.
Hey, I want to say salute to Antigua and Barbuda. The way them approach this TCN deal conversation, them exhibit excellent leadership. And them lay it all out on the line in the parliament for everybody understand what they have proposed to the United States. I don't think the United States will be doing any deals with Antigua and Barbuda. The details that they have proposed, you know, just the paperwork alone, the complete paperwork of these people alone, you know, I don't see how they are going to be able to guarantee all those things, ladies and gentlemen. Especially when we look at what, you know, the lawyer on Colin Bell's show had stated. I don't see how they're going to do it. This white paper sets out the government's present assessment of the issue arising from proposed reception of third country nationals removed from the United States, the principles that have guided, or what that? An accident that? The principles that have guided its approach and the terms on which any cooperation could responsibly be contemplated. The government and the people of Antigua and Barbuda have a long and mutual beneficial relationship with the people of the government of the United States, including the hosting the U.S. bases on Antigua for many years as part of the national security network of the United States. The government is willing to be helpful to the administration, including by consideration accepting a limited number of persons in 2026 on an experimental basis, subject to the terms we have counter proposed to the U.S. government. But any arrangement of this kind must be lawful, limited, fully funded, carefully controlled, and plainly consistent with Antigua and Barbuda sovereignty, capacity, and international obligations. Come on now. Very clear and cogent, ladies and gentlemen. This was part 2 of the Antigua and Barbuda statements around the TCN deal. And if I was a member of that country, I can tell you, I would be confident. If I was confident in my leaders, I'd be even more confident in their approach, in their you know, their capacity to make sure that they have our best interests at heart where this conversation is concerned. I don't think we can say the same here in Jamaica. And this is why leadership matters, ladies and gentlemen. This is why leadership matters. You understand? So let me know what you guys think in the comment section, man. That's part 2. That is 2 of 2. Alright, all 13 pages of the document. So good. It was half and half, you know. Half an hour the last time, around 28 minutes to this. I'll be posting those for persons to catch the replay. You know, so my people when not ready for no game right now. People are not on the game thing right now. So they want help on to get some you know, some no man, it look like an accident going out this a while ago, man. Hold on there. Hold on there my side. Like an accident going a while ago, man. Something, alright?
10 years, you say. 10 long years and look how Jamaica still. No light, no road, no food, power we plate. People are suffer while Andrew live great. You stand up on the platform, smile wide and proud. I tell we about prosperity, but we can't see it all now. Hurricane come through and left the people here. 6 months later, them still out there, asleep under the air. You hear LP friends them build high rise, road still full of hope. House pocket you a fill, while the nation lose its soul. Hospital overflow, picnic can't get bed. School roof a leak, but you and Juliet. Well said, you always have excuse, always pass the blame. Every time something wrong, it never go in your name. Jamaica a drown and you claim you're unclean. Biggest actor in the politics. The people. We can't take no more, you know, hear us. We are not coming out. From Kingston.
He's out. He's out. What's up, Carl? What's up, Mama? What's up, Trish? Big up on yourself. He's out after that. He's out. Go over here so now to these me hear an argument I go on Zane about farming at home. I haven't seen any documentation to suggest that nothing goes so. Right? But it has become a talking point. And may I tell you right now, I'm being very careful about the conversations in terms of what's going on social media. Yeah, man. Especially when it comes to the law, yeah, man, I want to see some documentation. I want to see some newspaper articles, you know, all of that. I don't mind going over the conversation with the information, you know. Me personally, I don't need to be the one that breaks the news. It's nice to break the news, but I don't necessarily need to be doing that. You get me? To be quite honest with you, I'm more of a reaction channel, right? But I've been hearing a lot of that, but I haven't seen anything really. You know. Let me see if anything was put out about this. Direct leadership improves crime solving, success, consumer confidence takes a hit amid rising costs. Stakeholders give assessment, some sharp diagnose, intervention center in St. James. Burn victim dies. NSWA explains a delay as dangerous conditions stall fire response in Merlesville. Careful on our light fire now here, Jamaica. Given the dry heat, persons are being affected. Hi, all the laborites listening just now. What you say, laborite them a listen a while ago? They can't go run that paper there. I remember in terms of countries, we have similar constitution as Antigua and Barbuda, you know. So what the decisions that they're making is not something that we should take very lightly. It's also some things that this government, it would be wise for them to actually consider. Tropical storm Bertha strengthens in the Gulf of Mexico on Tuesday, but was expected to weaken as it shrugs closer to the United States, potentially bringing coastal flooding and heavy rains from the Florida Panhandle to Louisiana. those areas along the northern Gulf Coast were under tropical storm warning through Wednesday and could see heavy rains and flooding into Thursday morning. The Miami based National Hurricane Center said Tuesday New Orleans was under a tropical storm watch. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you guys, for those who were listening from the beginning, you heard when the prophet talked about water and flooding. We in Jamaica don't need a hurricane category hurricane 3 to get damage, you know. A tropical storm with the right amount of water can cause severe damages to Jamaica right now. I think people should take that into serious account. All right. So we are in the stages where judgment is on this land of Jamaica. A lot of people don't want to come to that realization, and when they talk and the prophets them warn them, say, oh, why will not call down destruction upon Jamaica? The prophet them don't have the power to do that. And the people them at Jamaica cause the destruction upon themselves. Yes? People at Jamaica cause destruction upon themselves. Anyway, shout out to Mrs. Donna Scott Motley. A man in Bahamas was charged for unaliving a witness ahead of his trial. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? 39-year-old man in Bahamas has been charged with the unaliving the key witness in his upcoming armed robbery trial, with the prosecution also alleging that Adam Olive breached the conditions of his bail by failing to report to the police station 81 times between January 3rd and January 8th, 2026. This man is going to prison, ladies and gentlemen, for a very, very long time. There's this story here that I wasn't aware of. Golden Grove Meadows. Let's check it out. Let's see what's happening in this story right here. It's a very short story I'm going to indulge. Let's check out the story about Golden Grove Meadows, ladies and gentlemen. Read aloud, yes.
Air standoff ends. No evictions for Golden Grove sugar workers as 10-year standoff ends. Former sugar workers who seized unfinished houses at Golden Grove Meadows in St. Thomas following the threat of Hurricane Matthew a decade ago will not be evicted, with the Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries and Mining working to transfer official ownership to those who qualify. The decision ends a 10-year standoff amid confirmation from the ministry that the occupants, who defied state orders to vacate the St. Thomas development after Hurricane Matthew in 2016, were always the project's intended beneficiaries. The topic about relocation is not an issue because the houses were built at the specific location for the intended beneficiaries who are now occupying them. Therefore, the ministry is committed to completing the legal framework to make all qualified beneficiaries the legal owner of the housing units, the ministry said. The revelation marks a major shift from the strict emergency contract signed, which legally bound the workers to leave the European Union, EU, funded units immediately after the storm passed. Instead, the ministry disclosed, in response to a Gleaner query, that a formal grant agreement was subsequently reached with the occupants after they refused to budge. The persons who were allowed to occupy the houses on the approach of the hurricane were the intended beneficiaries. However, the official handing over was not done because there was still some structural work left to be done, mainly the testing of the wastewater treatment system, the ministry said. It noted that there was no formal agreement to extend the occupants' stay when they insisted that they would not vacate the premises. However, a grant agreement was executed between the ministry on one part and the beneficiaries on the other. According to the ministry, Golden Grove Meadows formed part of a program implemented under the government's sugar transformation initiatives, supported through funding from the EU. It said the project was intended to facilitate the resettlement and housing of eligible beneficiaries associated with the restructuring of the sugar industry, in accordance with the program's established eligibility criteria. The ministry said the lands remain vested in the Sugar Company Jamaica, SCJ, Holdings Limited, and the government pending the completion of all legal, administrative, and beneficiary qualification requirements necessary to facilitate individual transfers. Title transfers can only occur where beneficiaries satisfy the applicable program conditions and all statutory requirements have been met, the ministry said. No conflict asked about the specific steps the ministry has taken to resolve the conflicting claims between SCJ's project mandate and the current residents' lack of legal tenure. It said there was no conflict, clarifying that although the lands are vested in SCJ Holdings Limited, the project was implemented under the Sugar Transformation Unit of the ministry as part of the government's Sugar Transformation Program. Accordingly, the ministry and SCJ Holdings have worked collaboratively in addressing matters relating to the project and the occupancy of the development. The issue is not one of conflicting institutional mandates, but rather continued occupation of the housing units by persons who were initially accommodated under a temporary emergency arrangement. The ministry and SCJ Holdings have continued to examine appropriate legal, policy, and administrative options to address the matter in a manner that is consistent with the objectives of the project and the government's obligations, the ministry said. In early July, the Gleaner reported that residents were in legal limbo 10 years after capturing the unfinished properties. The group argued then that they ought to be given titles for the houses they have occupied and equipped for so long, complaining that a lack of formal ownership has prevented them from expanding to accommodate growing families.
Happy for the people living in this situation, because we hear about too much eviction, so congratulations to them. Alright. Let's get to this article talking about transparency in political financing. You understand?
eGleaner Classifieds Editorial Transparency in Political Financing. Based on figures advertised by the Electoral Commission of Jamaica, ECJ, last week, Jamaicans who could afford 1 million Jamaican dollars or more donated over 1.7 billion Jamaican dollars to the island's two big political parties and the candidates in the 3 months before last September's general election. The Jamaica Labour Party, JLP, and its candidates, which won a third consecutive term in government, received a bit over 960 million Jamaican dollars, or 56% of the cash. The People's National Party, PNP, got 754.19 million Jamaican dollars. A further breakdown of the numbers indicates that the contributions to the JLP's central organization totaled 701.33 million Jamaican dollars, while donations directly to its 63 candidates reached 258.7 million Jamaican dollars. The comparative amounts to the PNP were, respectively, 536.98 million Jamaican dollars and 217.2 million Jamaican dollars. That these figures are available, and with candidates' expenditure reports yet to come, suggests a nod to openness in election campaign finance in Jamaica, which this newspaper welcomes. But Jamaicans shouldn't be carried away by or lulled into a false sense of confidence about transparency. There is a lot that voters don't know. The commissioners of the ECJ know who are the individuals, entities, or companies who made these contributions, or they have access to that information. Voters, however, are in the dark. While the law requires that any contribution of 250,000 Jamaican dollars or more be filed with the ECJ, there is no provision for the public disclosure of any amount under 1 million Jamaican dollars, or for the revelation of the names of donors of any amount. This, however, is not the full extent of the opacity. Fundraise year-round political parties fundraise year-round, in and out of election cycles. Their activities, of course, intensify the closer it gets to an election. However, seeking money doesn't start only when they enter full campaign mode. Yet, the current campaign finance law requires that they report donations only during the campaign period, which is defined in the legislation as the day immediately following the last day of the period of 54 months from the commencement of the term of office of the government. It continues until the day before the election is held. Simply put, the campaign period begins 6 months before a government's term constitutionally ends, unless the Prime Minister calls an early election, in which event it begins on the day of the announcement. Being aware of these timetables, wily party treasurers and fundraisers could conceivably have donors make the bulk of their reporting threshold contributions over any period, even a day prior to the start of the campaign period, to bypass reporting the gift to the ECJ. While registered political parties have to file annual financial reports with the ECJ, inclusive of their sources of income, there is no obligation that the parties make these financial statements public. Neither is there any requirement that these financial statements be among the information kept by the ECJ's registry of political parties to which the public has access. The law only requires that the open register has information such as the addresses and officers of parties and such other information as may be prescribed. For a brief period in the 2000s, the PNP published its financial statements but quickly ended the practice. In campaigning for the party's presidency in 2020, the current leader, Mark Golding, promised to reinstate financial transparency, but hasn't followed through on the pledge. Like the JLP, it is argued that political donors would be
What is? For a brief period in the 2000s, the PNP published its financial statements but quickly ended the practice. In campaigning for the party's presidency in 2020, the current leader Mark Golding promised to reinstate financial transparency, but hasn't followed through on the pledge. What? Oh man, me have got to ask about this. Glean, I open up on the facts right, you know. Open up on the facts right, and not talk about Marky G, you know. Yeah, man, I open up on the facts right.
uncomfortable with their names being public and that Jamaicans would not be favorably inclined towards the taxpayers' financing of parties and campaigns, for which an unpromulgated legislation has existed for over a decade. Graver dangers, but there are larger and graver dangers in opaque political financing, having to do with the ultimate ownership of the country's democracy under the law during elections for the national parliament. A political party is allowed to spend 630 million Jamaican dollars, which, between the JLP and the PNP, the two big parties, that combined would be 1.26 billion Jamaican dollars, or just shy of the total of 1.238 billion Jamaican dollars the central parties received during last year's campaign period from the $1 Jamaican million plus donors. Additionally, with 63 parliamentary constituencies and each candidate is allowed to spend 15 million Jamaican dollars on their campaign, that's another 945 million Jamaican dollars per party, or 1.89 billion Jamaican dollars combined. This is potentially a lot of money sloshing around the system with which to purchase access to and control of political parties, government, and governance. In these circumstances, there is the danger of democracy becoming the handmaiden of special interests with the deepest pockets, rather than being at the service of the people. Popular news.
Very interesting article. That is about campaign financing, ladies and gentlemen. Very interesting. Very interesting indeed. Some good news in the medical field. Let's see what's going on here in the Star. Hundreds of people regain sight through cataract surgery. Has to be the Cubans. Gotta be. Has to be the Cubans, ladies and gentlemen. June 20, 2026. Let's read.
A total of 345 Jamaicans are now able to see the world more clearly after receiving life-changing cataract surgeries during a 5-day medical mission held from July 6th to 11th at the Kingston Public Hospital, KPH. The surgeries were performed by a visiting team of ophthalmologists from Duke University in North Carolina, USA, working alongside KPH's ophthalmology team in a collaboration that combined international expertise with local excellence. Led by Dr. Lloyd Williams, team leader of the Duke University mission, the specialists partnered with KPH's eye clinic under the leadership of Dr. Michelle Layton, consultant ophthalmologist, to provide free cataract surgeries to patients whose vision had been severely affected and who were on the waiting list. Layton described the mission as a tremendous success. Beyond the impressive number of surgeries completed, it has significantly improved the quality of life of our patients. We also benefited tremendously from the exchange of knowledge and supplies between the Duke University team and our ophthalmologists at KPH. We look forward to strengthening this valuable partnership in the future, she said. Dr. Trevor Bygrave, Senior Medical Officer at KPH, thanked the many partners and volunteers who contributed to the initiative. We sincerely thank Zion Care International, the Jamaica Medical Foundation, Duke University, our KPH team, Mr. Courtney Cephas, the National Healthcare Enhancement Foundation, Ministry of Health and Wellness, and Mr. Dwayne Francis, Acting CEO, KPH. Together, we have restored sight, renewed hope, and transformed the lives of hundreds of Jamaicans through partnership and compassionate care, he stated. The initiative was spearheaded by Zion Care International, a New York-based charity led by Jamaica-born Bishop Craig Brown, in collaboration with its diaspora partner, the Jamaica Medical Foundation, the outreach arm of Jamaica's insurance industry, which provided coordination support for the mission. The mission highlights the impact of international collaboration and community partnerships in improving healthcare outcomes. KPH, Jamaica's premier public healthcare institution, is celebrating 250 years of service this year, marking 2.5 centuries of excellence in patient care, medical education, and service to the nation. Discover more.
I want to say big up to that mission there, you know, because well, I tell you, this eye care thing is so needed, man. So salute to them for that. Salute to them for that, ladies and gentlemen. I saw a post here that says the former Miss Universe Jamaica finalist Latoya Malcolm has died. If this is true, I want to say condolences to the family, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, it's actually a US Weekly. Okay. Oh, this is legit. 35-year-old, you know. 35-year-old. Yo, that's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy, man. Condolences to the family. Yeah, man, big up the eye care team, man. Big up the eye care team. Alright. Let's check this out. I thought they were reporting, but it says here that the Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation is condemning the installation of any illegal signs near the Jamaica Society for the Blind, saying it poses a serious danger to visually impaired pedestrians and must be removed immediately, with those responsible held accountable. Wow. The concerns comes as the KCMC steps up. Hey, they are serious. Steps up enforcement efforts, having recently removed illegal signs and billboards from clock tower plazas in Halfway Tree after repeated warnings to business owners were ignored. The corporation says the enforcement drive is aimed at restoring order protecting public safety and ensuring compliance. See it there? Police them a tear down them sign that we are impaired it. Yo, the man them not play, brother. The man them not play. And then Mark Golden have an update here for his constituency.
I'm happy that after a great deal of advocacy and toing and froing between myself and the leadership of the National Works Agency and the National Water Commission, who have been dealing also with the main contractor, China Harbour Engineering Company, the project at Collismith Drive has been approved for the replacement of the sewage system under the road, and the subcontractor has been mobilized and the work started today, Monday the 20th of July. This will come as a relief to residents and business owners along that stretch of road, and of course motorists as well, because it means that the end is in sight. Of course, this work will take some time to complete, and then the road can be reinstated on top of it. I'm also happy that the residents of Alley Lane, Admiral Penn Lane, who've also gone through a protracted delay due to water-related issues, piping issues under the road, that has been resolved, and that road is now being resurfaced and paved, asphalted. So that's good news. So I just want to thank everyone who's been inconvenienced by this protracted delay. Thank you for your patience, and you know, the end is in sight, and we should have a lovely road at the end of it, God willing. I'm happy that after
Let me see if the lovely Nikisha Birdshell had put anything out as yet. Part 3. She said she was gonna do part 3. I don't know if it has come out as yet. This is part 1. Alright, let me try Instagram. Let me try Instagram. Nikisha. There she is. I think this is 1 and this is 2. Yeah, she hasn't done 3. We haven't seen 3, so. Alright. Only to add it to that, but we'll leave that alone. Yeah, man, big up the eye care people, them. Respect for that, you know. People remember to let me know your thoughts in the comment section, like, share, and subscribe. Alright. Me have to go check out my favorite girl. I want some other things. Mommy, do you hear one explosion? Eh? I thought it was an accident. Huh? No, I thought it was an accident, man. One of the time they look like the traffic did slow down. But I'm not certain, you know. I am not certain at all. Yeah, I didn't get to see a lot of these videos, you know. London is back, ladies and gentlemen. God have mercy.
Jamaica, you see how the hospital them here empty and don't have anything and needed and wanted help, and Christopher Tough Time out there crying for help. Let me tell you something, help came in 2023 and Christopher Tough Time.
Unlike the Michael Manley administration of the 90s.
The parliamentary opposition is again raising concern about perceived attempts by the House Speaker to silence them in the House of Representatives. This follows a series of incidents in the House on Tuesday.
You're going to
about being useful. Our ability to detach ourselves from people that...
Mr. Holness, sir, I'm going to ask you to tell your people them to stop sending Damian Crawford and Julian over here, telling me Julian cross over the JLP. Damian Crawford challenging Mr. Goley. It's within their constitutional right to do whatever they're doing. Is Damian Crawford challenging Mr. Goley hurting the country? No. Is Julian crossing over to JLP hurting the country? No. What is hurting the country, Mr. Holness, is you with your liar, thief, and wicked self and your 40 thief them over there where you're now fire, you not resigning, and Bigfoot won't table the damn documents where I see send. Okay? Bigfoot in a parliament trying to stop the PNP from putting their words across while she's...
He's out. He's out. No, big up London 45. This is definitely, this is an argument. Big up London 45. This is an argument that need to be echoed. Listen to this, ladies and gentlemen.
Mr. Holness, sir, I'm going to ask you to tell your people them to stop sending Damian Crawford and Julian over here, telling me Julian cross over to the JLP. Damian Crawford challenging Mr. Goley. It's within their constitutional right to do whatever they're doing. Is Damian Crawford challenging Mr. Goley hurting the country? No. Is Julian crossing over to JLP hurting the country? No. What is hurting the country, Mr. Holness, is you with your liar, thief, and wicked self and your 40 thief them over there where you're now fire, you not resigning, and Bigfoot won't table the damn document where I see send. Okay? Bigfoot in a parliament trying to stop the PNP from putting their words across while she's also breaking the Westminster's rule, because guess what? When a member rise to say something, he or she have every right to say whatever they have to say, and then she can come to a conclusion. Those are the things that is hurting the country. The billions of dollars that Mr. Holness and him 40 criminal them are thief hurting the country. Okay? Us Jamaicans have to sit down and watch thieving Andrew Weekly still in cabinet hurting the Jamaican people. You know how many Jamaicans could be a lot better off with all the money that they are stealing? Yes, those are the things that hurting the Jamaican people. The $1.4 billion with Darrell Vay's thief hurt the Jamaican people. The $520 million with Christopher Tough Time thief hurting the Jamaican people. The $3 trillion missing when Mr. Holness can give account for hurting the Jamaican people, plus other billions of people hurting the Jamaican people. The lie and the wickedness them when doing to the people, them hurting the country and hurting the people. Not fixing the people, them move down to Westmoreland and hurt the people them. Okay? And not just that we have the after, we have the roads, plus this new 10 pence off your license. If you drive fast, you get ticket. If you drive slow, you get ticket for every God Almighty thing. Those things are hurting the poorer class of Jamaicans. So go sit down and look at the things that is hurting the country and stop sending Damian Crawford over here. Stop sending Julian over here, because like I said, it's within the constitutional for them to do so. And what they're doing is not illegal. Go and look for the illegal things with Mr. Holness and him 40 criminal them over there. No. And go tell Bigfoot, say, for table the damn document will come from ICO long for table. That is what you need to do, because guess what? She's also breaking the Westminster's law.
What's up, Brian?
When a member rise to make a point, he or she have every right to make them point, and then she, as a Madam Speaker, can come to a conclusion. And this is the main reason why a Madam Speaker, wife and husband shouldn't be in a parliament. So go look at the things that really damage the people them and damage the country, and pay attention to that and stop sending foolish over here to me where don't make no sense. Damian Crawford have a right for do what I do. Julian or whatever she name have a right for crossover. It's within their constitutional right. They are not doing anything illegal. So what are you guys saying? At least Damian Crawford can challenge Mark Golding because he's not fear for his life, because Mark Golding is not dangerous. Who is ready to challenge Mr. Holness? No one, because they're all afraid of him because they fear for them life. Only go and go find smart and sensible thing, come chat about and don't bring foolishness to me. Only not see how much things are going on in Jamaica, want to pay attention to. Only not see the 40 criminal them over there with no leader. Those are the things I want to pay attention to. Send the criminality them when I do over there, come give me talk about them and stop come to me with foolishness.
We need help, Jesus. Jamaica need help. Shift the parliament. Shift the election. Shift everything. Remove them all there. Take out the cockroach. Take out the thief. Take out the criminal them. Take out the thief them. Take out the murderer them. Take out the gang leader them. Out of parliament. Take them out from Portland. Take them out. I hear Portland. Me I go to Portland. Why me I travel to Portland? Take out somebody, man or woman.
Sir, in my comment talking about last week going to Japan, Mr. One, you Mr. Sir, in my comment talking about last week going to Japan, Mr. Honest can't sue me. Mr. Honest have to go sue him 40 thief them first, and a freedom of speech. Any day, Mr. Honest try to challenge a regular civilian citizen of this country where I speak out against him, alright, they say I go see daylight, pop up all in the midnight. So I'm not understand you. Your tongue tie up and you can't talk for a one in your country, but you can't come in and come type foolish. But this is why you're at it. Find out from your wicked Prime Minister or when we're going to start pay, when we are going to start pay the 5,000 ad for the toll. And also, your Prime Minister start practice needs. Because remember me tell you, so the farmer them when you get locked up because them not register with RADA, that is practicing needs. Because remember, needs are going to tell you how to farm, when to farm, how much you can farm and where you can go from going in and do. So you see right now, them say you register with RADA for free, but you pay $500 for the paper. It's just the beginning. When I don't see nothing yet. So you stay right there. And come tell me about last week and think that I'm over here suffering alone. No, we are suffering together. We are suffering together. So you stay right there and continue coming at me. You, Mr. Sir, in my comment talk.
One thing what she said about needs there, sir. She not tell a lie. All of the conditions them. The aim is you will own nothing. And you will love it. They are putting in all the systems in place for you to own nothing. No land, nothing. For them feed you, where them don't see the influx of imports in Jamaica. Don't see the subtle and diversification, moving away from organic farming. Don't see it. You remember when we have egg shortage where them care? You remember the egg them when them care come to Jamaica? You remember? They are doing it phase by phase by phase. But thank God say God are gonna lay down justice for Jamaica. Let's continue.
Jamaica? Yes, the Jamaica Labour Party is going down. Jamaica say you all don't know that Jinan and Pantan was denied bail again. And I am trying to figure out if the prosecution is not going to take the opportunity now to dig out the rest of players them out of Jinan and Pantan now. Because I know she alone did play football game. I know one somebody play football. So she need to call the rest of the players them name. Jesus Christ, the woman they are jail from 2023. She fake all strokes and the medical examiner said no do her. She take the fall because she thinks say the money with them thief can pay off judge and everybody were involved so they might get away with it. So she still keep her mouth sealed. But I think now is the perfect time for the prosecution dig her. Make sure call the name of the rest of the player because Mark and you come there, you know. When you don't think when I get there, you're the Jamaica Labour Party going down. Jamaica, I said the Jamaica Labour Party going down. Them have a feast with you saying about money and the other 190 investors. Because our 200 investors them say, guys, hear this now. Remember, I know, this is why I say Crasbury, Mark and you, Crasbury, them not get away with this. Let me tell you something. Are the Jamaica Labour Party involved in this fully Jamaica? I'm going to explain to you why. Remember, I know, Jacqueline Stewart Lecker, Anne-Marie Vaz's best friend, Darrell Vaz's wife, that you know. Anne-Marie Vaz's best friend, Jacqueline Stewart Lecker. Now, Darrell Vaz daughter-in-law get the SSL building as a gift, right? No, Jacqueline Stewart Lecker, she's actually the former chairman for FSC. Okay, what is that? Yeah, she's the former chairman for the FSC. All right, remember, I know, guys. And them and Nigel Clark will lift the ban where Peter Phillips then put on the SSL license, you know, because them saw the inaccuracy that was going on, you know. When them go them do them investigation, you know, them see the inaccuracy that is going on, you know, and report it to the FSC, you know. That is the place that gave the license to SSL, you know. And Peter Phillips them did make sure so one ban the panit, you know. And Nigel Clark and Jacqueline Stewart Lecker and all of them and them go over the go lift up the ban. Look outside and look what a coincidence. Jacqueline Stewart Lecker and Marie Veza, best friend. Remember saying a fair company to clear the 100 and clear the $1.4 billion fraudulent school bus thing. Them in a fair company clear them in a say, you notice Jamaica, the mix up of just start. The Jamaica Labour Party, the one of them involved in using the same money the rest of investors. But anyway, guys, what a coincidence. Darrell Vez, daughter-in-law, get SSL building as a gift. Jacqueline Stewart Lecker, she was chairman at FSC. That's how the place, you know, we give the license to SSL. Hey, them and Nigel Clark, remember me telling them to go lift the ban? No, what a coincidence for Anne-Marie Vey's best friend. And daughter-in-law get SSL as a building. Oh, Jesus, how can I mix up this going to Jamaica? Listen, Jamaica Labour Party wanna go down. But want the prosecution to start dig Jinan and Pantan. Make sure call the rest of the name of the player. We want to know who are the goalie, we want to know who are defense, we want to know who are everybody. Because guess what, you know? Mark and you Crasberry, you know, them are two top players, you know, guys. But let me tell you something, a 3-player alone. Can be Crasberry, the Crasberries and Gin and Pantan, you know, it got to be more, the money spread all over. Labrats are, oh no, go manage that 1 year, it's coming. I'm telling you,
Hi, Lady G.
Justice is slow, but it's sure. From 2023, Gina and Pantan.
What's up, wifey?
And she denied bail again. She now get no bail. She could have fake strokes. You think God gonna make her get the strokes? God now make her get no strokes. Wicked thief, woman, not too liar, wicked over the Jamaica Labour Party there. This government here is in trouble. This government here is in trouble, Jamaica. I don't know what you have. Remember me telling them. This gets serious. Whoa, Jamaica.
Where
Mr. Honest? Sir, what's up? Elaborate them don't want you to say a criminal. Them block my video. May I tell them how much money you invest in a SSL. But anyway, Mr. Honest, on an Steve, $3 more trillion, sir. The watchdog jump says education ministry spend.
Where you bring back for me, Lady G?
Health ministry spend $695 billion, Mr. Olness. No procurement receipt. Well, when it come on to the health ministry, we know it's $88 million by front.
Oh my God!
We know it's some marg out there, ambulances, nursing home, and the apartment them down at Chaka Cove, down at St. Anne. Lord Jesus, I'm continue. Jamaica health ministry spent $695 billion, non-procurement receipt.
Get me something nice at Island Grill.
Labor and Security
Ministry
spend $53.4 billion, no procurement receipt. Mr. Owens, the watchdog man jump say
the
most them can do at the moment till them all on accountable is name y'all and shame y'all. Mr. Owens, your name I come up in the batch here again, sir. 3 trillion? My God, Jamaica. The watchdog man says a pity. The people of Jamaica can only take them to task every 5 years when they go to the poll. And it is unfortunate that people don't understand that to vote against this corrupt, wicked thieving government. What a disgrace, guys. $3 trillion. $3 trillion, Jamaica. $902 million from Education Ministry. Health Ministry, Christopher Tufftime Bank, Tap Bank. $695 billion, Jamaica. No procurement receipt. Labor and Security, $553.4 billion. Jamaica, only say what go on. And when we come out here, come talk what is going on. The elaborate them, I will come tell me about.
A $965 billion from the health ministry. She make a mistake, but you write it on the screen. Let's continue.
So, Mr. Honest, anytime you're ready for sue me, text me and tell me because we need to know whether the $3 trillion because you have to know about it. Mr. Honest, you never vote, so you have to cut out corruption, so all the earlier so they have corrupt, all the so thief.
Yo!
Jehovah God.
No!
I'm totally Christian.
No.
I never start at church. Something right in the country. I never see this from a barn.
All lies will be exposed. That's all.
And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way.
The truth is the light, ladies and gentlemen.
The truth is the light.
Hey, me and you both London 45. The only answer is Jesus Christ. This a country upside down in a corruption. Sideway up. Hey, so angle with them twist and turn in a corruption, man, and contact themselves to be corrupt is absolutely unbelievable. Remember me tell you that.
That man jumped. The man sounded like he wanted to cry when he was bringing the news across. Like, this is crazy. When he was doing the interview, like, Mr. Honest, $902 million over education and $695 billion over health minister.
965 billion. She said it wrong again.
This a tough time. Jesus, Jamaican people done for. The poorer class of Jamaican were done for. Never in history Jamaica ever lost all these money from public purse to government entity. Oh, no, so thief. And the laboratories, them, you all don't have any shame on the need for
no
stop
shame.
the video.
No shame.
How do I know that you all shame and feel bad? But let us all talk. Stop reporting my videos because I'm going to appeal it and get it right back. Man.
No, they really not ashamed for true, you know. No, for true, them I don't know. Me could I never support a government like this, honestly. I couldn't. There's just no way. Too much corruption, man. Too much.
Sir Marnin, Mr. Honest, if over 50 Cuban nurses them is when they come in, I need to know because right now, Mr. Honest, I talked to a young lady this morning and her mother died at the public hospital last night because when she took her mother there, there was no doctor to look at her. So Mr. Honest, we the people need to find out is when the over 50 Cuban nurses them coming to Jamaica where Christopher Tough Time claims to come in. Why I not understand why I go in Jamaica? What I don't really understand is the over and over again lies. Because, Mr. Honest, you said doctors, nurses coming from Ghana, India, right? But at the end of the day, Mr. Honest, we don't see no doctor from Ghana, Nigeria, India, Cuba, we don't see no doctors from nowhere, and no doctors not in the hospitals. The lady said her mother have a heart problem, a breathing problem, she can't breathe properly. And there was no doctor to look at her, her mother died in the wheelchair. No, sir. Mother died in the wheelchair, Mr. Honest. And Christopher Tough Time spent $695 billion. $695 billion on no nurses, no doctors, none of the hospital. Them. Mr. Honest, we need to find out something. When you are going to Parliament and take power, what are you going to figure out? What are you going to figure out? Thief. What are you plan to help the people? Them none at all. What are you just plan to figure thief, sir? No, man. Jamaica, I don't understand what I'm going. The lady mother dead right now. The lady stressed out. The lady mother dead because my doctor not down there. So the lady mother dead. Pure God Almighty slackness. Look how much money missing. Missing. My God. From any sector. No doctors, no nurses. The lady mother dead in the damn wheelchair. Dead in the wheelchair. And Christopher Tough Time take $88 million by front. $695 million. $635 billion spent.
Embarrassing. We need some milk.
No procurement receipt to show anything. And no formal life-saving equipment I think that's hospitals. So it's like this health minister here wanted to be wealth minister. So he basically only going to the health ministry to become wealthy. May God help us all, Jamaica. That's all I have to say. After 10 years, this criminal here, Darrell Vasing, after 10 years, I still blame the PNP.
We're not going to pay the PNP for SLL money to the whole on the share. My God. After 10 years.
I live in the USA, and you know who is here watching the England game? The Minister of Health and Wellness in Jamaica, who claims that in the last 10 years, the Jamaican hospitals and healthcare system has improved drastically. Before any of you start telling me about how Andrew unholiness...
No. Christopher Tufton actually said that. Said the health ministry has improved over the last 10 years. Why is lies so easy to slip off the lips of these people? Brother, you know, if there was some type of improvement and they want to exaggerate the claim them, we could have understand, but it is the total opposite. It has been a downward spiral in healthcare in Jamaica. A total downward spiral, like, you know, when they jump off one cliff, this is what I do the whole time. It has gotten worse and worse. It's not even an L shape. It's just a downward spiral in the healthcare system. You know, I put up the video, but I didn't listen to all of it. Because, oh, Lord have mercy.
Is building a hospital that will be ready in 2027. How about the hospitals that need help right now? How about the people who need beds right now? Where are the resources now? Man who can afford to fly him and his son out for 2 days just to watch a football game in the USA is trying to gaslight the people into saying that Jamaica's healthcare system has improved. He's saying that there are more hospital beds. Let's hear what he said and let's debunk the lies.
Prime Minister of Health and Wellness in Jamaica. Do you think that Jamaica has a good healthcare system? I think we have a better healthcare system than we had 10 years ago when we took office. What's the difference? More hospitals.
You see what he did there, ladies and gentlemen? He didn't totally lie, you know. But in his response, he's not saying it is the best healthcare system or the healthcare system is good. He's not saying that. He's putting it on the PNP that the healthcare system was here and we took it here, so as to prop up and gaslight the JLP. And it's a lie. It is a lie.
Do you want the lies? Prime Minister of Health and Wellness in Jamaica. Do you think that Jamaica has a good healthcare system? I think we have a better healthcare system than we had 10 years ago when we took office. What's the difference? More hospital beds, more diagnostic equipment, more drugs being given to persons who are ill free of cost, more doctors and nurses, more legislation or policy around restriction of sugary drink. But let me stress, it's never perfect and it never really reaches the top because the challenges evolve every single day. So if there's one thing that you want to change now as the health minister, what would you want it to be? I think it would be really good if every citizen understood that they have a role to protect their own health. Secondly though, the nurses and doctor.
So him blame the PNP while telling about everything when him say a while ago lie now. Not even one thing when him utter a while ago to the youth is true. But because them know say it's international, that youth if them go viral, because him always in the streets active and interview, him video them go viral, him have a whole heap of follower. You have to make sure so if you keep up face. But the man, the lie them slip off of the man like one serpent to blows on skirt. I'm glad to see one white girl that react to it on a bunny mouth, you know. Right? I'm glad to see one white girl. Well, I don't want to call her a white girl, but she's not, I don't think she's from Jamaica. Right? But you know when we come talk, people don't have to believe we. I want to show them the evidence of propaganda you attack.
Showing more empathy. Because over time, if you're in the business long enough, you get a little cold to illness, and sometimes you miss the importance of showing better care.
Oh yeah, let's just blame the people who suffered from a Cat 5 hurricane. Let's blame the doctors and nurses who are doing their job every day, saving lives with little resource, underpaid, overworked, in the worst conditions. What are you talking about? While we were in Miami after spending thousands of dollars watching a football match. Mind you, our hospital beds, bear in mind, many Jamaicans are not seeing hospital beds for weeks, waiting for hospital beds for weeks, literally laying on the floor in the hospital. More machines, that's a fucking lie. The Children's Hospital has none, from what I recall. More doctors and nurses,
We need
that's
some
a
milk.
damn lie too. Did we not just send a bunch of Cuban doctors away to appease the USA?
Emotional
That's
damage.
interesting. Listen, I understand that you want to try and push a certain narrative as the I live in the USA. Damn.
Boy, this girl is this she just destroyed Christopher Tufton. Lord have mercy. Ooh-wee. Oh, I tell you, boy.
Jamaica, I'm asking you guys to do me one favor. Please, I'm begging you all. This festival song was saying, thank God for the policeman who sprayed Desmond Mackenzie eye. I praise them, I go send the policeman for life. Them sang here, it hard. Jesus have mercy. Do.
Jamaican people say squad, big up yourself for pepper spray Desmond eye. Big up the policeman who pepper spray Desmond eye. Every day them cock up in a parliament.
Oh my God! No!
Keep us still alive. So big up the policeman who pepper spray Desmond eye. Brother Desmond, you feel how it feels when paper spray burn you, it real.
Oh my God!
Jamaican people did a complain, but now you feeling the pain. Jamaica is our land. Who know one like a fool no one. Brother Desmond, make me tell your father God not sleep. So let's give thanks and praises to the police for spray your eye. Every day who no get up in a parliament and I tell the nation lie. We put the trust and the faith in the Father, so we not fi cry. Let's give thanks and praises to the police for spray your eye. Desmond come pitch a police spray him.
That is funny, honey. That's funny. Oh my God, that is funny.
Talking about, she's politicizing the SSL matter. She's trying to bring down the JLP. What JLP have to do with this? Let me explain to you. Let me enlighten you all. Because people like Uno, that is why I'm still out here at talk, because I don't understand. So I'm going to enlighten you. This governing party is fully responsible, 100% responsible for those 200 persons who invest in SSL. The JLP government is 100% responsible for what happened to those
play it again.
And let me explain to you, because Uno don't know. In 2013, regarding the breaches that were found, okay, in 2013 they found breaches. The PNP found breaches in 2013 and reported to the FSC and lay a ban. They put a ban on the FSC.
That's true.
They put a ban on it. That was 2013.
That's true.
2017, FSC lifted the ban based on representation by the company. No. You want to know, FSC is Financial Service Commission. They are responsible for the people's money, and FSC is a government body. Okay, they're responsible for the people's money. So if FSC see fit to lift the ban and persons lose all their money, who are responsible? Who are those who are responsible? The government is fully responsible. And this is what I don't like with you all. Even though I don't really care because I'm here to speak. When I don't know something, I better not say nothing because I look more dumb and stupid when I under my comment I tell me some dunce are uneducated and I tell me all of these things. I want to feel it on myself. I want to finger type them something there. I don't know what is happening in the country. You all don't know what is happening in the country. You understand? Everybody name that I call is rightfully so. You think I just come out at the bottom of my head, come talking these things? They are so. And the reason why I said why I call Jacqueline Stewart Lecker name Darrell Vase and his wife is because Jacqueline Stewart Lecker was the former chairman at FSC, and that is Darrell Vase's wife, best friend. And Darrell Vase's daughter-in-law got the building, SSL building, as a gift.
That's true.
So this is where the mix-up land. So you all need to get you all act together, go find out what's going on in the country, and stop come at me. It's a distraction. Listen, you all can't distract me. In Jesus' name, you all can't distract me. The Jamaica Labour Party going down, them a criminal. Oh, notice all now until today, Mr. Honest never came out and have nothing to say about Usain Bolt money, never. But still, he turned up at Usain Bolt's dad's funeral. But he has nothing at all to say about the boy missing money and the other investors who lost hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Then quiet, you see both.
So we are here speaking fact. We are
you
not
see
here
both get quiet.
No mix up. When I speak about things, you don't know someone can go look for them on yourself to find out if anything go like this. Instead of wasting your time coming in my comment talking shit, go and learn something. Find out what's going on in the country. Find out what's going on in the country so you can know. This government is fully responsible for all the 200 investors that invested in SSL. FSC is there to watch and protect what is happening to these people. And they fail the Jamaican people. They fail us. Okay, because guess what? They have gotten information that they have breached. Several breaches. And the People's National Party put a ban there. And the Jamaica Labour Party go and take off the ban.
No, ladies and gentlemen. You see, because I wish I talk about this, and somebody just mentioned something in the comment section, me I go indulge. And I go show you something. Hey, big up At5 Press to highlight this thing. And you know, we need, that's why we have to have that on the app, you know. Content creator them where put out the solid you know, information and catch the Prime Minister. You know what I mean? See it, yeah? Listen to this.
The government at the time established FinSAC to bail out the collapsed financial institution.
So what? So anytime on the hear one lab rat come in the comment section or they want to talk to you about FinSAC, here it come out of the Prime Minister mouth. Them never did hear this. Everything that the PNP said about FinSAC is true. FinSAC was the antidote. It was not the problem. It was the medicine. The problem came from the previous government caused FinSAC. You understand? And it's just the truth. It's just the truth. The Jamaica Labour Party and its agents have been the weapon that has formed against the Jamaican progress for years. They don't want Jamaica to be an independent state that thrives. They want us to stay on a certain level so their influences are not out of their reach. Everybody wants a piece of Jamaica. China, everybody. And the prophet had said it. You know, if these guys are doing what they're supposed to do as a government and following God's principles and following God's instruction, Jamaica would be one of the wealthiest countries in the Western Hemisphere. As small as we are, we have that much talent here. We have that much culture here for us to have been blessed through serving the Lord. Yes, but we moved away from the Lord and now, hey, you know, this is what it is, man.
The government at the time established FinSAC to bail out the collapsed financial institution.
So what? You hear this? The government established it to bail out the finance. So FinSAC destroy the fucking place. Hear the fuck out of something, and then you can do maths good. You can read and write. You know what's be a fuck him attack because
be a foolish system attack, but I just wanted to add that. Ladies and gentlemen.
What is wrong with you all? So Jamaica, Black River, the capital of St. Elizabeth, faces elevated poverty risk with rates projected to exceed 15% due to severe economic disruption. Similar businesses have seen an 87% decrease in jobs and income. Recovery efforts are underway following severe damage from recent natural disaster. Not a natural disaster. It was designed to take out the poorer class of Jamaicans. So Mr. Olney and put him smart city there, Fame and him friends them playground. And Fly Green, when you there, if you help the people them at St. Elizabeth, when you there Fly Green, I notice say in Parliament I go on like say a baby 1 PM. I come stand up, I come talk about what the Madam Speaker say go and uptown, downtown and the devil knows. Fly Green, you go sit down one side because remember the 300 million bag of fertilizer. If you use the first thing that you can give account for. Okay, as Agriculture Minister, we're not going to the recite. So go and go sit your ass down. You need to go back and let the people them over the district. Yesterday evening, I talked about 7 people from Parity. No, 3 people from Parity and 4 from down in a Black River town. Okay? And me I tell you, so the people them want to help. You need to go help them fly. You need to go help them fly green. So Jamaica, Black River, the cap. I know for a fact that the truth hurts really bad. But after I see on the torch of Jesus Christ and then nail him up on a cross, I could let this bother me. Jehovah God, please can help us Jamaicans get rid of Mr. Olness. He's a crook, he's a finger fearing, he's a patakat, he's a craven. We need to get rid of this evil, corrupt government, Jehovah God, that have his knee on our necks. Please release us, Jehovah God, in Jesus' name. Amen.
Most dangerous zodiac sign in astrology.
Hello, TikTok, I'm asking you guys for help. Hello, TikTok, I'm asking you guys for help on this one. Please can share this video and help me find him. His name is Great Man. He lives in the Papine community, works in Marvelly. No one has seen him since basically a month. We haven't seen him or heard from him. He's suffering from depression, and I'm asking you guys please to help me share this video to see if we could find him. His friends and family are totally worried, and like I said, he suffers from depression. So please guys, if you've seen him anywhere, please can call the nearest police station or call the Papine police station. Please and thank you, I beg. Hello.
Big up London 45. Let me know your thoughts about some of the things that she brought up, ladies and gentlemen. A long time I do a London 45 multi-video review. And you know, the views and opinions of London 45 is our own. I cannot confirm or deny some of the things that were said, but very interesting. And there are some things I can confirm, you know. Some things I definitely can confirm. But she has her own sources. You know, she's very confident. She's not afraid of being sued by any of the entities that she has spoken about. But again, I cannot confirm or deny anything that was said. But like, share, and subscribe, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know what you think in the comment section, alright? People, bless up on yourself. You know, I've did a full shift, 2.5 hours. I think I've been on. Wow, almost 3 hours. Yeah, I've done a full shift. And if I'm gonna go live, I will be live on BOLO VNR and BOLO VNR clips later. I'm not coming back live on BOLO VNR 2.0 tonight. If I'm gonna go live later, it's gonna be on those other platforms, my other 2 platforms. All right. So BOLO VNR and BOLO VNR clips, you can look for me over there. And if you haven't watched uploads, check them out. Check out the shorts, ladies and gentlemen. There is a plethora of content, a lot, an enormous amount of content that I have out there that I'm sure some of you have not seen. I have a lot of new subscribers. I encourage you guys to watch them, like the video, share the video, and drop a comment in the comment section, ladies and gentlemen. All right, and let me know your thoughts. Thank you so much. Have yourselves a wonderful evening. And we're gonna sign out like this and like this and like that and like this and like this and like that and
10 years, you say. 10 long years and look how Jamaica stay. No light, no road, no food, power we plate. People are suffer while Andrew live great. You stand up on the platform, smile wide and proud. I tell you about prosperity, but we can't see it all now. Hurricane come through, and the people here. 6 months later, them still old, asleep under the air. You hear LP friends, them will I rise, road still full of wood. House pocket you a fill, while the nation lose its soul. Hospital overflow, picnic can't get bed. School roof a leak, but you and Juliet. Welfare, you always have excuse, always ask it here. Every time something wrong, it never go in your name. Jamaica patrol, and you claim you're unclean. Biggest actor in the politics we ever see. right. We born ya, we grow ya, we bleed for this land. But Andrew at the top won't extend the man. You talk about vision, you talk about plan. But 10 years later, we still can't understand. Corruption report, and nobody charge. The people pocket small, but the scandal them large. Votes crack up, parish council, bro. Country suffocate, and it just more. And when we raise, we vice up all, we political. But the truth is the truth, and the truth is biblical. People, we say no. 10 years and we can't take no more, you know, hear us. We are not running out. From Kingston to Nairobi, people say so. We tired, we hungry, we done with the show. All this our time to go. We no want no hype, we no want no speech. We want action, no, not the lies you preach. Hurricane victims still on the tarpaulin. Prime Minister fly God foreign. Your JLP cabinet one, but the people come with empty. Oh, you live so large when we live in so scanty. Not with fist, not with fire, but with voice. Them rising higher and higher. From every parish, every yard, every gate. Jamaica speaking and I know too late.
Derval, big up. Big up everybody on TikTok. Look more here. We are not on it door. Big up on yourself, my side. BOLO VNR, BOLO TBV.